So hi Srikanth, how are you?
Hi, Sindhija. I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you. Thank you for first of all taking out your time and being with us here today on CEO's Couch. That's our platform where we interview CEOs and use their kind of expertise and their experiences and their learnings to share with the rest of the community of CEOs and helping them to kind of understand what they could do in their current situations if they need any support from you, right? So how could they learn from you and use that in their business as well? So that's the objective.
Awesome. Absolutely privileged to be here. I've been following you on LinkedIn and you're doing an amazing job. So super thrilled about this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I just want to first start with, if you could introduce yourself a little bit and let us know what, kickstarted you to get onto the entrepreneur journey and where are you right now and what's your way forward?
Absolutely. I'm Srikanth Acharya. I'm the founder and CEO at offineats.com. Offineats is a leading corporate gifting and custom merchandise company. We are headquartered in Bangalore. We are about 17 and a half, 18 years old. And we have offices in addition to Bangalore, we present in Chennai and Hyderabad. We are able to serve our customers on the foundation of technology and marketing and operations. Those are some of our core strengths. And I'm an engineer by qualification. I worked with Infosys as a software engineer, and in 2005 I quit and I started this company. Currently, we are about 120 member organization.
Wow, that's a very interesting journey, and it's amazing that you have a huge team with you already to work with you. So I'm sure the audience would like to hear from you as to what made you reach where you have, like what are your best practices that you use as a CEO today in your current business?
Yeah, look, my perspective comes from being a founder to then becoming a CEO. Right now, we just crossed about 100 employees. So the fundamentals, the principles, the philosophies, everything is different when you're a small organization. When you're about 50 or 25, 50 member organization, 50 to 100 member organization, and going beyond 100, right? So I'm that founder, come CEO, and I think I've been able to build the pillar on the team and the business on four basic pillars. One is having a team and team building and empowering that team and enabling that team to deliver the best to their respective capacities is the core philosophy. We have a very strong work culture at our organization, which we define by work hard, learn, grow, have fun. So everything that we do revolves around this philosophy. And I believe everything that we've been able to achieve is by creating an environment where people are able to deliver at their best capacities. The second thing is technology. And I think this is something that we've embraced since the last 5 years or so, and which played a very, very crucial role in the growth that we've been able to see despite the pandemic. In the last 2 years, despite the COVID pandemic, we've grown very, very aggressively. And the cornerstone of that success, or that curve that we're able to see, is because of learning and implementing new technology. And the interesting thing about technology is it gets obsolete very soon, right? So you have to keep innovating all the time. The third cornerstone is having a very strong operations in place. Our corporate gifting as such is a complex business. It may seem easy from outside, but once you get into it, it's very complex. Everybody wants it yesterday, right? It's always about being able to deliver quality products in unbelievable timelines. For that, we have a very strong operations team. We have what we call a state-of-the-art operations center in Bangalore, which is a 20,000 square feet with a lot of facilities to be able to handle large orders with high quality, and we're the only company which has in-house studio, which means all the customization techniques, printing, embroidery, engraving, everything is in-house. So that operations is a very important piece for us. And the last part is digital marketing. Our marketing is something which has been able to help us stand out in what we do. And building leaderships in each of these spaces, and kind of empowering each of these departments to work like independent organizations, serving each other, has been the mantra that has been able to help us succeed.
Wow. So I really picked up something from your conversation, and which I think it's very interesting, and also interesting because it's it's all about really not just working hard, but also growing and playing hard as well. So I think
Yeah,
the three key mantras here makes a lot of sense, especially when you're talking about a growing organization and a business which is
yes,
into gifting, which is a lot of happiness, right? A lot of fun,
yes,
needs to be associated with that as well. Because if the people are feeling that fun, only then they can actually share it with others, right? I think that's really where you're
absolutely,
coming from, as we were talking earlier as well. So thank you so much for
100%.
sharing that. And it's really interesting how you are really looking at your organization going forward. But in this entire journey, are there some lessons that you kind of picked up that you feel that, okay, if I could rewind and maybe relook at the whole situation, I could have done this a little better? And maybe something which you would want to kind of share with other people as well, what they could do, you know or be kind of like a watch out for them.
Yeah, actually, I have a ready answer for this because just recently I had the opportunity to speak at Josh Talks, and there I shared three of my entrepreneurial lessons that have been most invaluable for me. The first thing that I tell people is don't aspire to become a leader or an entrepreneur for the wrong reasons, and the wrong reasons could be glamour or designation or thinking that I'm going to have unlimited freedom, I'm going to be my own boss. These are the kind of things that you see why people say I want to quit and I want to start on my own, and these kind of things, right? Those are all the wrong reasons. The right reasons would be if you have the stomach for adventure, because leadership roles and especially CEO and entrepreneurial roles are a lot of ups and downs. So you need to have that stomach for adventure. You need to enjoy the journey. You need to love building teams. You need to be able to think long term and not get stuck in short term benefits and the glamour which is there, right? Don't get stuck in that. That's absolutely the wrong reason, and you're going to burn out super fast. Second thing that I would say is that as a business, you have to keep evolving. Things are changing. Market demand is changing. The entire corporate scenario around is changing. The competition is continuously changing and evolving. So you need to always make sure you're evolving and staying ahead of time. You should know what's going on. You should as a CEO, you are kind of the jack of all trades and master of none, right? Hopefully you're a master of few, but you definitely have to be jack of a lot of trades, and you have to keep your eyes and ears open for what's happening in the industry, and maybe even in kind of overlapping industries, and always be prepared to learn, evolve, and keep growing. And the third thing that I would say is, the purpose of business is to solve problems, right? And the best piece of advice that I could give to anyone is that listen very intently to your customers. They are going to be the ones who are going to be giving you the roadmap to what needs to where your business can go. And listen very intently to your customers. I say that you should know better than your customers what they need, how their aspirations could be met, how their problems could be solved, and how their lives could become better. These are the three things which I try to constantly stay focused on, and it has helped me stay in good state.
So that's really amazing, Srikanth, what you just mentioned. And I think it's something which is so true, because while we coach many CEOs and work with them, a lot of times the challenge is that it's like the American dream, which kind of got lost somewhere. They
Yeah.
thought they're going to quit the job, and then, like you said very correctly, they think that it's going to be glamorous to become a CEO, and it's a position that you kind of aspire to be at. But what
Mm,
really people end up forgetting is that the adventure, and the fact that
mm,
you need to work with people. You need to know how
yeah,
to work with people, and you have to actually not just need to know, but you need to love to work with people and build teams.
absolutely.
So I think that's I'm sure it'll be quite awakening thoughts for kind of many people, many CEOs who are looking at moving into this space. um, so tell me one thing. I mean, what else, according to you in your journey, have you looked at, which you felt that, has been something that you can kind of say that um, has really helped you to where, you are right now? Anything that has supported you as well to build these teams
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. See, building teams is the core fundamental. You're building a large organization. If you're leveraging on your own skill set, on your own ability, then you are the bottleneck for the business, right? There is a cliched quote, if you're the best person in your team, then it's not a great team to be in. So always be hiring people who are smarter, younger, more energetic, more knowledgeable than you. And then comes the challenge: how are you going to help them leverage on their skills and help them grow from there, right? So for that's where the idea of kind of being a jack of all trades becomes important. As a CEO, you cannot say I don't understand something. You need to have a reasonable understanding of pretty much everything that is there, right? You need not be the expert, but you need to know a little bit. So in my organization, I know I may not be the most efficient operator of a machine, but I kind of know how it works, and I know how to do design. I know how marketing happens. I mean, I'm not the best at it. I have got the best guys to be able to do that. But if you don't understand that, I think that's some place where I've seen leaders fail, where they say, "Hey, this is not my understanding. It's that person's job." Right. And then you hire somebody and you expect them to deliver, but then you don't know what you really want out of them. And I've seen this typically happen in organizations which have been around for a few years, right? Maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And if the leader is a relatively, a senior member, then he'll say, look, technology, I don't understand. We've been running business in a different way. So as a leader, I think one of the most important things that you have to do is you need to know, right? And thankfully, it's not so difficult. You got YouTube Baba and Google handy, and you can get a crash course on pretty much anything these days, at least good enough to understand the terminology that people are using, and so that you're there on the same page. So that is, I think, I'm very, very curious by nature, right? You leave me alone, I'll probably pick a book or start watching some YouTube videos or start researching some topics or something like that. And I think you need to be a curious cat to be a CEO. You need to keep the pushing your nose where it does not belong.
Yeah, learning is a big thing for, I think, CEOs. Absolutely. So tell me, another question which just crops my mind. So what are the 3 things that you value the most in your life? Like if you were sent to a deserted island, what are the 3 things that you would carry with you?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I don't know whether that desert island has internet. If it does, then absolutely a tab or something where I could keep reading, downloading books or reading some. Like I said, I like to keep doing research, right? And I used to read a lot of books, but a lot of YouTube has replaced books because you can understand things a lot more faster now. So if you've got internet, then absolutely a charger and a good tab or something like that, iPad or something like that. If not, then books is something that I would like to take. And what else? I think sunscreen, I guess. And hopefully it's in a deserted island with a good beach. Then I'd love equipment which can help me keep swimming, right? I'll go looking for adventure, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the adventure spirit from a CEO definitely comes to use there. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So the last question, I mean, how do you manage your life? How do you balance your life? It's so much happening around you with marketing one side, the operations the other side, your own life. I mean, how do you really manage and balance everything?
I think that's a fantastic question you asked, and a very important one. And I've seen a lot of my peers in other businesses struggle with. And the way I do it is I compartmentalize my working day into 2 halves. The first half is always scheduled for reviews and strategy meets. And I've got a calendar full from Monday to Friday. It's scheduled to 2 reviews in the first half. And then post lunch, I take a power nap and I'm come back as good as it's a fresh day. And then that's when I do vendor meets and client meets and anything that is dynamic, which requires which cannot be scheduled, right? All of those things I try to keep it in the second day, and I try to stick to that as much as possible and try not to derail it unless something very, very important has come. And fortunately, I've got a very understanding family and a very supportive system at home. Otherwise it can, as an entrepreneur or as a CEO, you cannot really differentiate between work and life, right? There are some days where in the middle of the day I will go shopping somewhere, and there are in the middle of a holiday sometimes I get the inspiration to do something. I'll start working on something. So you need a family which is very, very understanding, and I think if you're able to I think it's not quantity of time that you give to something, it's the quality of time that you give to something which is more important. And if you're able to show that
Sure.
and go deep in whatever it is that you're doing, balance will find itself. You don't have to go finding for balance.
Awesome. I think that's really a very nice way to put it across, and I think very important as well. Like you said, going deeper and doing what you can do at that moment so well that you don't really have to worry about, are you really able to do it every hour or every minute. It's how well you do it, the quality of
Yeah.
your time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a leader, you need to understand that your time is a lot more valuable, and you have to use
Yeah.
it in the way that is of most interest to you, and not do something for the sake of obligation. Right? There are a lot of I'm, for example, quite an introvert. I'm not too comfortable in too many crowds. I don't have too many friends, so I don't. If I can say no to a public event or a family event or something like that, I will say no to it. I will not hesitate to that. And I love going on holidays. I take a lot of holidays in a year, and I kind of like to go to places where there are lesser people. So it's important that you are. I have this philosophy, or I have this belief that if you like something, you will find time to do that. When you don't like doing something, then you'll find excuses, right? So that's what I mean when I say balance will find its way. You don't have to go looking for balance.
Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely. So thank you so much, Srikanth, for taking out your time and being here with us and sharing some amazing insights, which I'm sure is going to be very valuable for the people and the audience that we have the CEO couch for. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sindhuja. It was awesome speaking to you.
Hey, so thank you for watching this video, and I'm really excited. I have a special gift for you today. So whether you are a CEO who's just taken up a new role, or you've been a CEO for a long time, whichever one this is for you, as a CEO, it's a very adventurous life we live, right? And there are always times when we get stressed out or we are burnt out and we just can't figure out a way to get out of it. Sometimes we're also so stressed that we really wish we had 40 hours out of 24 hours to do all that we want to do, all that our business and our life really wants us to do. Maybe you're struggling between balancing your career, your relationships, and yourself. Or maybe you are just trying to find a way to get your business to the next level, right? Scale it up in the next couple of years, but you really don't know how you're going to end up doing it all by yourself. You just may be looking for a little support for that. So what I'm really here to offer you is a 60-minute complimentary coaching session specifically designed for you. It's called a CEO Mastery Breakthrough Session, especially designed for you. So this is going to be a 60-minute session. In this session, we're going to do three things. The first thing that we're really going to do is to find a crystal clear vision of what you really want in your life, in your business, in your career, in your relationships, or for yourself. The second thing that we're going to do is figure out what is it that has been stopping you to reach there so long as till now. And the third is we will create a blueprint, a game plan of how you can reach there step by step in a much shorter, much easier manner. And at the end of it, if you think that you want to continue and do this work all by yourself, absolutely go ahead and do it. We're not really here to sell you anything. This is not a sales session. Oh, but if you really decide that you want to, get a little support from me, you want something from my side where I can help you, work along with you as your partner to ensure that you reach there in much quicker manner, I would be happy to share with you how that works as well. But if you don't, it's perfectly fine also. Yeah. So my suggestion is do not miss this opportunity, because we've just taken out a couple of slots this month for this special session, and just a few, people can actually block those timings. So there are few slots actually available. So don't miss it for any wrong reason. You can block it by just clicking on the button below this video, and we get connected on Calendly, and you can block a time that works for you as well as for me. And we'll get on that session and get you where you want to be, right? So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Yeah, take care. Bye.